If you're going to be getting outside, this is going to be the time to do it. If you've got anything else to get for like Christmas presents or even stocking up for the upcoming snow on the way, you might do that tonight, as visibility is going to be going down significantly tonight. Temperatures are already in the upper 30s to the mid 40s. And they'll be plummeting heading into tomorrow. In fact, most of the Midwest is under wind chill warning, and even our region is under it from 6 p.m. Thursday through noon on Friday. Dangerously cold wind chills 15 to 25 below zero are likely, and there could be flash freezing. So it means there's also going to be very slick roads. So checking on the elderly people or pets, and even keep your pipes warm as well. Keep cabinets open, keep even some warm water running with it. So what do we exactly expect from this? Dangerous wind chills from 15 to 25 below Friday morning. Saturday morning, the winds are going to calm down just a little bit, but not enough to help matters out very much. 5 to 15 below wind chills Saturday morning. There will also be gusty winds 35 to 45 miles an hour Thursday night and into Friday morning. Heavy bursts of snow on the very leading edge of the line, especially that cold front from 4 to 10 p.m. 1 to 2 inches of snow isolated 3 to 4, and a flash freeze and blowing snow from those gusty winds. Travel strongly discouraged after 3 to 4 p.m. tomorrow afternoon. Peak wind gusts are going to be around 35 to 40 miles an hour starting out, and then they'll slowly taper off to the lower 30-mile-an-hour range, but there's still going to be enough to kick up quite a bit of snow and drop the wind chills considerably. Here's 7 o'clock Thursday morning, 41 in Paducah with a wind chill of 38 and a tiny blue number just to the right. Some rain showers are possible Thursday morning, and any moisture that's going to be on the roads when this front rolls through, it is going to freeze over fairly quickly. 4 o'clock Thursday afternoon, the snow is in Paducah where it's 34 degrees, feeling like 26. Fredericktown already down to 11, feeling like 4 below zero. 15 in Mount Vernon, feeling like 1 below. That snow will be out of the region by 11 o'clock Thursday evening, and we'll be left with some brutal cold temperatures. 1 below zero in Paducah with a wind chill of 19 below. Carmi 6 below zero with a wind chill of 28 below zero. And here is the Day 4 outlook for Sunday, and this is only 2 levels for those Day 4 outlooks. The level 2 slight risk for 15%, and what it roughly equates to an enhanced risk 30% for Sunday afternoon. As you can see, we are right in the center of that 30% risk. And we'll get into that in just a second, but we'll show you some of the characteristics behind Sunday. Here's the instability, the amount of storm field that we're going to have. There's going to be a lot of it. A lot of the longer range models are hinting at a lot of unstable air. Here's Saturday 7 in the evening. A couple of storms possible in the environment late Sunday evening. Saturday evening into Sunday morning. It's going to really depend on what happens during the morning hours, and if we have clearings, you can see a lot of unstable air, a lot of purple starting to show up. That's where we have strong to very high levels of unstable air across the area. Storms that can develop in this, especially at 10 p.m. ahead of a cold front in that moderate unstable air area, that's where we could even potentially see those storms continue on through the overnight hours and into early Monday morning. So we'll have to really watch this even after sunset. So here's the amount of moisture it's also going to be available to work with. It's going to be noticeably humid. This dark shade of blue, it's really close to that start of the high available moisture category. And then heading into Wednesday morning, it does slowly begin to drift away. So for the hour-by-hour forecast, currently Sunday into Monday, the current storm mode is uncertain. There could be some isolated storms, and some other models are hinting at a line. Sunday mornings, you can see this continues on with the rain in the morning and forms more into a line late Sunday night into early Monday morning. But currently, we're still watching this come in on the medium range model runs over the next several hours and the next couple of days. You saw that today we have a slight risk for some severe storms later on into the evening hours, but here's Sunday. The level 3 enhanced risk has been moved quite a bit more north. It still includes all of Illinois, parts of Missouri, and most of western Kentucky, including Paducah down to Hopkinsville. The southern half of our area under a level 2 slight risk for severe storms. All hazards will be at play on Sunday, and we'll start the hour-by-hour forecast for this afternoon. Showers and storms continue to be a possibility for Missouri and Tennessee later on this afternoon. Temperatures fall back into only the mid-60s for tomorrow morning, and a couple of isolated showers are possible in the Boot Hill, Missouri. Heading into Saturday evening, temperatures in the mid-80s. More cloud cover begins to move in early Sunday morning. And notice this isolated storm. I'm watching really carefully, and very brief window for some severe storms early Sunday morning before sunrise. If this can move just a little bit more north, there could be some isolated storms, again, that could pose all hazards. Mid-70s in the morning on Sunday, 76 in Paducah at 6 a.m. As this strong storm continues to make its way southeast, parts of it could clip the area according to this model run, which could include some large hail in the center of it. Some more storms up in southern Illinois early Sunday morning according to this model run, but there's still not a lot of certainty in terms of where and how these storms will form. Upper 80s to near 90 degrees heading into Sunday afternoon as a warm front begins to press north, and that will provide the energy, the warmth, and the moisture to perhaps get some very strong storms potentially if they can form Sunday afternoon. Temperatures will remain in the low 80s for Sunday 8 p.m. And here's 11 o'clock. We start to see the severe threat begin to end with a cold front as temperatures fall back into the mid and upper 60s. Again, some heavy rainfall, downpours and gusty winds expected, and a brief tornado look not out of the question on the edge of that cold front.
This is Local 6 at 10.
We continue a weather authority alert for potential severe weather tomorrow. Damaging winds, large hail, and tornadoes are all possible. Meteorologist Nolan Cain is tracking this for us. All right, Nolan, when are we most at risk for that severe weather?
Jasmine, unfortunately, it looks like it's going to be an early morning and midday, and along with an evening threat. There looks to be multiple rounds of these storms starting early in the morning tomorrow. As you take a look outside this evening toward Interstate 24, currently temperatures in the mid-70s across a lot of the region, mid-60s in Carbondale with clear skies. Clouds from the system in the Midwest are starting to move into the region now. We'll give you a wider look at those storms over in the Midwest right now. And yes, those are the cloud tops from those storms making their way into our region this evening. That will be present heading into tomorrow morning ahead of the first line of storms. Level 3 enhanced risk for the entire region on Sunday, and two things we need to look at in particular aside from the damaging winds potentially over 60 miles per hour at times. The tornado outlook, a 10% yellow shading has been put out for parts of the area, not including Marion, Kentucky, Mount Vernon, and Hopkinsville, and that black shading indicates a strong tornado is possible. Also, there could be some large hail over 2 inches in diameter, so over golf ball size is possible across the area. We'll have that coming up in the hour-by-hour forecast. So looking at the storm fuel, as you can see, we have that first round beginning to move through early in the morning on Sunday. It takes the fuel away for just a little bit, but then we have some warmer air beginning to move in early Sunday afternoon, and it is going to rapidly destabilize the atmosphere. Lots of reds and even purples showing up, strong to extreme amounts of storm fuel in the atmosphere. Anything isolated in this environment will be able to flourish. There's a lot of wind shear at play as well. So these storms will be able to sustain themselves for extended periods of time heading into tomorrow afternoon. So we got to really watch about 1 till 10 for the highest instability. Heading throughout the rest of the night, the cold front's going to take the last of that storm fuel out, and we will be set for a dry Monday starting in the morning. So for the hour-by-hour forecast for storm coverage, we're looking at this heading throughout the morning. Currently, we're looking at the Boot Heel, Missouri, and Tennessee, potentially for some showers and thunderstorms. Heading throughout the afternoon on Sunday, we are seeing a little bit of a difference in the model runs. This one shows some lighter convection across the area. However, some of the higher resolution models are including a squall line across the region, which could contain large hail, damaging winds, and tornadoes if there were to be any isolated storms. Now, there's also another big split here. 5 p.m. we start to see another storm form just northwest of the area. That will expand into a line, and its outflow, or the gust front, will extend south into Kentucky. That could fire off a few more storms there as well. And that is what the higher resolution model does not have. So this in-house model shows that extra line coming through, and here comes the cold front, 10, 11, and then midnight, a little bit less organized. However, our higher resolution models that are coming in are showing a well-organized line with the cold front. Again, large hail, damaging winds, and a spin-up tornado along the line can't be ruled out. And the last line could potentially have the highest winds over 60 to 70 miles per hour in the bow echoes that form on that line.
Weather on the 6s.
All right, as you may have just seen come up on the bottom of the screen, there is a new severe thunderstorm warning out in parts of Missouri, but we'll get to that in just a second as you take a look outside toward Metropolis, Illinois. Again this morning, cloudy skies in Kentucky, Tennessee, and Illinois, but that will clear out rather quickly. As you can see, that line of showers and thunderstorms starting to press into the region now, and our first severe thunderstorm warning also has a tornado possible tag on it for Madison County and Missouri along with St. Francis County until 7:15. That is again for a tornado possible tag, radar indicated, but the severe part of the storm will remain kind of in the northwest part of Madison County, and that's going to be tracking to the northeast at 40 miles per hour. So it's not going to be in the region for more than about 20 to 30 minutes before it crosses back over Interstate 55. So we'll have to watch western and northern portions of Perry County as it tracks over toward there, but the chances are it's going to remain just outside of the region. For the remainder of your morning, the instability is going to be a little bit hit or miss, but once we start to get that layer of warm air in the afternoon, we start to see a rapidly destabilizing atmosphere. Lots of reds and purples starting to show up later in the afternoon. And look at that, deep shades of pink even showing up. This is where we could have very high amounts of storm fuel at play. And that's where we could see the strongest storms form this afternoon. That continues on through the overnight hours into early Monday morning. And we'll be starting off quite calm for Monday morning. So let's get into the hour-by-hour forecast now. Temperatures very warm to start this morning. The first round is still holding up pretty well together on this model run for this morning. However, I think it is just a little bit more, actually I think it is pretty well lined up. But then here comes the second line according to this run. And this one could put down some large hail, damaging winds, and even a spin-up tornado along the line. But then we have to watch the afternoon hours for the recovery. We're in the mid-80s by 3 in the afternoon, and then everyone into the 70s and 80s. This is where we got to watch very carefully. You notice all these little individual cells, especially this one right here. If any of these were to start get going and sustain themselves, we would have to watch these isolated storms potentially for more of a tornado threat as well. And there is a 10% outline with a chance for a strong tornado possible across parts of the region today. We'll have that coming up in the next Weather on the 6s in about 10 minutes. All right, we have a new tornado warning that is now coming into effect for Butler, Ripley, and Stoddard counties until 7 o'clock this morning. This is for a tornado warned storm near Doniphan, Missouri. This is outside of the region, but it is moving very quickly east at 70 miles per hour this morning. It is on the edge of that Boeing segment. We'll give you a closer look at that real quick from the velocity scan. The velocity will show us the wind speeds inside of this storm. As you can see, this is pretty far away from the radar site. This is not exactly toward the far end of this scale, but a little bit higher up in the atmosphere. It is picking up some higher winds. You see where these greens are dramatically coming down near these purples and blues? This is also a sign from far away from the radar that this could also be a sign of rotation with the faster winds decreasing very quickly. So we'll give you a track from that little area of possible rotation. And again, this is moving east at 70 miles per hour into the region to Poplar Bluff. Be ready for this because this is moving very quickly off to the east. And we'll track this again from the center of the velocity. This is heading toward US 67 right now. And this is along the line. This is not the highest risk of tornadoes for this afternoon. There is a chance for some isolated activity that could produce some more tornadoes today. So expect a lot more of these warnings to come out, and we'll be with you through the afternoon. Flatwood, 639 for impact on this storm. Quillen at 658, Dudley 707, Dexter at 713, and if this holds together with the rotation, New Madrid just after 730. That is how fast this storm is moving. So there's already been some large hail documented, and there's a new tornado warning out now. That's for parts of southeast Missouri. I'll step off the screen real quick and get you that information for this warning that is now coming out in southeast Missouri, and that is on the tornado possible tag severe storm that we had from earlier. Okay, so this is a new severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado near Shook or near the Lake Wapapello State Park, and this is moving east at 45 miles per hour. So we'll get you the warning information on TV here real quick for you. And again, this is moving east at 45 miles per hour. So this is a little bit of a slower moving portion of the line, and yet another tornado warning has come up, this time in parts of Dunklin County in southeast Missouri. We'll get you these warnings here in just 1 second. We'll get you these two recapped and tracked. The first one that came out, again, was up near Wake Wapapello State Park, and that goes until 7:15 this morning. Zalma is included in this. Not much in the way of hail regarded on this, but this is a radar indicated area of rotation for Bollinger, Stoddard, and Wayne counties until 7:15 this morning. We'll go ahead and flip this back over to the radar data and see if we can pick up on any of this rotation here. And right here is where we're seeing that rotation. And there's also a second area with that new warning right here outside of the region. That's going to be moving toward the Butler and Dunklin County lines here within the next 15 to 20 minutes as well. These are moving very quickly, and we'll track this circulation off to the east-northeast at 45 miles per hour. And for this afternoon, we're expecting some more of these line-type storms to where we'll have damaging winds as a main threat. And there's also the chance, like the edge of this line, there could be a brief spin-up tornado on it as well. So Zalma, 7:04 for you on this tornado warning. Advance at 7:13. Whitewater at 7:25. Oran at 7:31. And Benton, Illinois at 7:37 this morning. Excuse me, Benton, Missouri at 7:37 this morning. And we'll also get you this new tornado warning that has just come out for parts of the Boot Heel of Missouri. That is going to be moving in at the tail end of this warning, but it is going to be a good thing to bring this up because these could be tracking for quite a while as it moves west to east across our region. Dunklin County included in this warning for hail up to 1 inch, quarter size, up until 7:30 this morning. I'll step off screen for you real quick to get the speed of this storm as well. And it's likely going to be fast considering it is near the Poplar Bluff storm, which was tracking at 70 miles per hour. And it's actually moving east at 30 miles per hour, and this is over Biggers, Arkansas, or 10 miles east of Pocahontas, Arkansas. So this is still outside of the region at the moment, but it is going to be tracking toward us. This is moving east at 30 miles per hour. So again, there's a lot of varying speeds with these storms. And we'll track this storm. Despite it not being in the region, we'll have to keep our eye on this as well because there's a lot of strong winds aloft. And if these get down closer to the surface, we'll have to watch them carefully. But we won't know the exact winds at the surface because of the radar beams being far away. So moving at about 30 miles per hour, as you can see, it'll just barely start entering the area at the tail end of the warning time frame. Quillen at 7:25, so you're under the gun again from one of these warnings here later on this morning, and Campbell at 7:39 this morning. Just west of Donovan, there was actually, hang on, there may be a dropout here to the southwest of Poplar Bluff. We'll go ahead and zoom in on this real quick for you, real quick. That is where the center of this circulation is getting pretty close to here. So we'll have to zoom in real quick and get you confirmation on that potential debris dropout near Poplar Bluff. As you can see, this massive kick of winds here, over 60 to 70 miles per hour, crossing over Missouri Highway 158. But this is higher aloft in the atmosphere. This is likely not mixing all the way down to the ground, but you can see aloft there's a lot of higher winds. We'll get that debris scope back on here real quick, and we'll show you exactly where that little dropout was. You saw the little speck of green pop up right where this little bulge is on the line. That's where I'm concerned. Okay, so there is a small dropout. We may have to worry about this here. Potentially these little specks of green. That's where we could see debris coming up from this tornado. And the way to confirm if this is a debris spot, I want you to keep your eyes on this real quick. I'm sorry if I'm in the way of it, but watch what happens when we switch this off and back to the wind and right on top of where that possible rotation is.